This is a romantic comedy about a nerd who proclaims his love for Beth Cooper, the hottest, most popular girl in school during his graduation speech. That very night, she shows up at his door offering to show him the best night of his life. The movie begins with a high school graduation party where Dennis secretly admires Beth Cooper, the school's beauty. Before the party, his friend Rich urges him to confess his feelings to avoid lifelong regrets. When the teacher gives Dennis the microphone, he seizes the moment. Before moving forward, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It will help us keep bringing your favorite movie recaps. His speech starts off dull, amusing only his parents, but he quickly stuns the room by boldly declaring his love for Beth. The confession shocks everyone, especially Beth, who barely knows him. To make matters worse, her military boyfriend watches the scene unfold. Dennis then encourages everyone to share their unspoken desires to prevent future regrets. His passionate words leave the crowd speechless. Outside the school, the teacher confronts Dennis, initially upset about his speech. But as she reflects on her own youthful love, she comes to understand his actions. Beth approaches Dennis and admits his confession surprised her, but finds it cute. Feeling hot, she takes off her gown, revealing a short t-shirt and shorts that make her look attractive. Rich interrupts their conversation, and as Beth starts to leave, Dennis invites her to a party at his house. Beth hesitates and tries to decline, but suddenly, Kevin, Beth's boyfriend, arrives and strangles Dennis. A teacher intervenes and forces Kevin to release Dennis, after which Kevin leaves. On their way home, people mock Dennis and Rich, calling them losers. Rich tells Dennis he is straight and likes girls, confused about why Dennis thought otherwise. Dennis remembers an incident that caused his assumption, but keeps it to himself. The two friends talk about why Rich hasn't had a girlfriend in high school, and Dennis admits he hasn't either because he never met the right person. For graduation, Dennis's parents gave him an iPod, while Rich reveals that his parents handed him a $250,000 bill to repay the money he had spent. Dennis feels nervous as he gets ready for the party. He checks his t-shirt and decides to wear it out. His parents arrive home and give him advice about the party, stressing the importance of changing his underwear to ensure the evening goes well. They leave 23 bottles of champagne and their contact number for emergencies. Before leaving, Dennis's father advises him to make this summer unforgettable and do whatever he wants. He also points out where the contraceptives are, and the boys quickly understand the hint. After his parents leave, Dennis and Rich wait for the guests. Suddenly, a car speeds around the corner and stops in front of them. Beth is driving, and she brings her best friends along. When the girls step out of the car, the guys feel a wave of excitement because Beth looks incredibly cute. As the group enters the house, the girls are surprised to see no one else there, since they've never been the first to arrive at a party. The guys crack awkward jokes that the girls don't understand. Beth gets a call from her boyfriend, and Rich and Dennis pop open some champagne to relax. The champagne makes the girls more playful and receptive. Beth's friends feel excited as things start to happen. Rich grabs the protection while Dennis struggles to open the champagne bottle. On the phone, Beth refuses to reveal her location to her boyfriend to stop him from coming over. Dennis hurts his hand trying to open the bottle. Rich returns with the protection just as the cork flies out and hits Beth in the forehead. Everyone laughs, but quickly checks on her. Beth sits on Dennis's lap to help him ice his injured hand. As they talk, Dennis's toy becomes large, and Beth notices, finding it amusing. Embarrassed, Dennis stands up to hide it. The girls realize what's going on and laugh. They decide to leave, but as they say goodbye, another car pulls up with Kevin and his friends. The car parks on the lawn, and one of the girls meets her boyfriend. Dennis quickly pulls her inside and locks the door, trying to secure the house. He manages to close all the windows except one, which Kevin uses to climb in. Once inside, Kevin threatens Dennis, smashes a vase against the wall, and grabs a bottle of champagne. Dennis dodges as Kevin throws the bottles, then hurls a microwave into the wall, forcing Dennis and Rich to flee. They lock themselves in a room, searching for weapons, but find only a child's sword. Rich hides in the closet, while Dennis hides behind the wall. Kevin enters the room and notices a picture of Beth above Dennis's bed. Dennis tries to fight him, but Kevin uses a skeleton's arms as weapons. Rich leaps out of the closet and escapes through the window. Beth suddenly bursts in, stopping Kevin when she sees her picture. Dennis tries to climb out the window, but Kevin pushes him into the rose bushes. Dennis grabs Rich, and they escape over the fence with Kevin chasing them. Dennis runs into the road as a car approaches. Beth hits Dennis, but then helps him into the car. Rich catches up, and they all climb in as Beth drives off. Beth proves to be a terrible driver. Rich remembers their driving lessons and realizes they're still in danger. Dennis, thankful for the rescue, tries to call his parents, but they are busy, and his father humorously sticks the vibrating phone down his wife's pants. Realizing they can be tracked, Beth throws the phone out the window. They turn on music and start partying in the car, singing and dancing as they drive away. Beth and her friends arrive at a gas station. While Beth suddenly brakes, Rich falls awkwardly between her legs. Beth and Dennis head inside to buy beer, and Dennis compliments Beth, which makes her smile. At first, the clerk refuses to sell them alcohol because they're still in high school. Beth persuades him with a passionate kiss, but Dennis overhears and feels disillusioned. In the woods, they set up a bonfire to have fun. Beth hands Dennis a beer and impresses everyone by opening the bottle with her teeth. Dennis tries to mimic her, but ends up breaking a tooth. Romantic music plays as the girls enjoy the vibe. Sensing the couple needs privacy, their friends wander off and stumble upon some cows. They decide to wrestle one for fun, but the plan backfires when the entire herd chases them. Dennis shares his plans for university. Beth asks why he seems disappointed in her. Dennis explains that his ideal version of Beth Cooper wouldn't kiss someone for 12 cans of beer because she's worth much more. Meanwhile, their friends run back, recounting their misadventure with the cows, and Rich smells terrible after losing his sneakers during the chaos. They pile into the car, and Beth drives recklessly, even turning off the headlights for thrills. When she switches the lights back on, they immediately crash into another car, Dennis's parents. Dennis and his friends see what his parents are up to and quickly drive away. They arrive at a party, and the girls head to the pool, while the guys notice Beth talking to someone else. Dennis goes to the bathroom and runs into Greg, the classmate he insulted at the reunion. Dennis apologizes, and Greg, feeling misunderstood, starts crying. They bond, become friends, and Greg hugs Dennis, which lifts his spirits. Dennis returns to his friends, and they grab food and punch. A classmate compliments Dennis on his prom speech. When Dennis hears Kevin is at the party, he tries to leave but runs into Beth. They see Kevin making out with someone else, which prompts Beth to dump him. She picks up Dennis and his friends and makes a plan to help them. Kevin tries to fight Dennis, but Dennis asks for help from those around him. The landlady encourages Kevin to fight, but the school coach intervenes and sets rules for the fight. Dennis tries to back out, not wanting to fight, but Kevin punches him anyway. Greg defends Dennis, knocking out Kevin and two others, but he eventually gets overpowered. Beth arrives in her car, picks up her friends, and they drive off, screaming with excitement. She decides to head back to the school, and since the girls are cheerleaders, they start dancing for the guys. Beth feels sad, and they head to the showers. Rich goes to get them, and Dennis enters the locker room, finding his classmates in towels. Beth approaches Dennis and drops her towel. Her friends invite Dennis to swim with them, and he agrees, ready to join them. As the girls call out to their friends, Dennis is left alone and is found by Kevin. Rich saves Dennis. The girls run out of the shower, heading to the car, and notice that Rich has no pants. Meanwhile, Rich fights off his attackers, revealing that he's been practicing fighting with towels since childhood and defeats them all. He finally joins his friends, who are waiting by the car. On the way, they discuss how it all started, with Dennis sharing what he knows about Beth. His friends give him tampons to stop his nosebleed. Beth reveals that she and her friends thought attending Dennis's party would be a fun joke, but things didn't go as planned, especially with Dennis now having a broken nose. She tells him to take off his shirt because it smells, and as she airs it out, she accidentally loses it. Beth stops the car abruptly, causing her friend to fall on top of Rich. Dennis gets out to search for the shirt, forgetting he's wearing his favorite embarrassing underwear. His friends laugh, but Beth decides to dress him in her cape. As they search for the t-shirt, they discuss why Beth is dating Kevin and why Dennis confessed his love at prom. Dennis explains his reasons in detail, which Beth appreciates. They find his shirt, but Kevin takes it for himself, scaring the school kids who run away. Rich convinces the girls that he likes them, explaining why he didn't get turned on in the shower. They deprave him by showing how they like to eat cookies, gradually disrobing him and leading him to the bedroom. At the same time, Dennis tells Beth that tonight will be his most memorable moment from school. Beth reflects that school was the best time of her life and fears the uncertainty that comes after graduation. Dennis reassures her, saying everything will be okay, and then he kisses her. The parents clean up the aftermath of the party as the school kids arrive home, realizing they had seen them the previous night. Dennis's mom goes to prepare breakfast. His father supports Dennis, glad he had fun, but mentions he should still be punished. For the first time, Dennis feels satisfied with how things turned out. Beth and Dennis say goodbye, agreeing to meet at their reunion, and if they are still single, to marry each other. The girls get in the car and drive off in their own style. And that's how the movie ends. What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos. See you next time.